Hi everybody, my name is Gabe Shoemaker. I'd like to talk to you about gun control in the United States, and specifically background checks. Since 1999, the United States has experienced a steady increase in gun deaths per year, both via suicide and homicide. A rational approach to gun control can greatly reduce the number of lives lost in the United States every year to guns. According to a Pew Research Center study, this number was 39,773 in 2017, which is approximately a sellout baseball game at Citizens Bank Park. Based off of my survey of the class, 72% of you selected background checks as your preferred method of gun control. Today I'll explain to you the gun problem that we have in the United States, along with ways that you and I can help to reduce the senseless deaths that we have every single year. The death rate due to guns in this country is simply astounding. As we said, every year 40,000 people lose their lives to guns. Suicide comes in at number 1 at just under 24,000 deaths by gun. Homicide is second at just under 15,000, and close to 500 people lose their lives to gun-related accidents every year. Guns are used in 50% of suicides and 75% of homicides in the U.S. This is due to the ease of access to guns and the quick outcomes associated with using a gun to end the life of yourself or somebody else. Revisiting accidents for a second, more Americans die in gun-related accidents than in plane crashes every year. But the news isn't all bad. Gun control works. This map here of the United States ranks states based on how restricted they are on gun possession. Those states in white have the most restrictions on their residents owning firearms. As you get darker blue, these are the states with the fewest restrictions. And the states that are in the white have the lowest rate of gun deaths per 100,000 people. We'll look at Hawaii, Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey as our first example. They have a combined average of 4.4 deaths by firearms per 100,000 people. This is from 2013. This is the most recent year we have accurate data for. We compare that to some of the states with the fewest restrictions. We'll look at Alaska, Wyoming, Louisiana, and Alabama. They average 22.7 deaths per 100,000 residents. That is 5 times as high. And we'll notice that population density does not play a role, because some of the least populated states, Alaska, Montana, Wyoming, have the most gun-related deaths, and some of the most densely populated areas in the country, New York, Southern California, New Jersey, have among the fewest. Background checks are most effective and widely supported form of gun control. New background check legislation is associated with a 15% drop in the homicide rate over a 5-year average span. In addition to this glasses poll, a 2019 Bloomberg study found that 97% of people in gun-owning households support background check legislation. And background checks do indeed perform the most important function of gun control. That is regulating who has legal access to guns. A Journal of General Internal Medicine pointed out that identifying people who are at the highest risk for violence based on their past violence was the #1 indicator of their likelihood to use a firearm to commit violence again. Regulating what types of guns legal gun owners have access to is ineffective and does not prevent gun deaths. A legal gun owner's many guns are less dangerous than one illegal gun in the hands of the wrong person. These legal gun owners, however, must take more effective measures to prevent their guns from being used for intentional or unintentional harm or death, such as being stolen and used in a crime, or being used by a family member to commit suicide, or even accidental, say when a child gets a hand of a gun. So, what can we do about the gun problem? Well, here's some actions we can take. We can support background check legislation at the local level, but most importantly, at the state level, as we saw from the previous map. Be aware and alert for signs of depression in friends and family members. Be that help they need, or encourage them to get help. And if you're a member of a gun owners group, encourage them to support background check legislation and also to teach gun safety. Believe it or not, gun safety was the NRA's actual founding message, its original purpose when it was founded back in 1871. So in conclusion, rational gun control is the key to reducing the gun death rate in the United States. Legal gun owners are not the enemy and cannot be approached as such if we are to reverse the trend of over 40,000 gun deaths per year. Here's our sold-out Citizens Bank Park, revisiting where we let off. 40,000 people, that is the carnage from guns every year in the United States. So I encourage all of you to support strengthening background checks for prospective gun buyers in order to help keep guns out of the wrong hands. And I thank you for your time.